And it's great to be chatting to him again from the Banks Brothers. We've got Michael Carpenter. G'day, Michael. How are you today?
Hey, man. How you doing? Great to be talking to you again, and hello to all the listeners out there today.
Well, last time we were talking about a new song that you had, and I think we spoke a couple of times last year. We got sidetracked into drum sound, so I've been told I've got to keep that. I've got to keep you unchecked and keep on track today. So we've got a new single that's out, and you've got a new album that's being launched this Friday, which we are I've been hanging out for this album because you got me hooked. Because there was a track on the album, the first song that we spoke about, Honky Tonka, which really set the tone for me, and then the follow-up single. Which was These Arms Can't Hold You, and then you had your song Brothers and all that. It's all, my appetite is wet, and I feel like I'm ready to sit down and devour the sounds that you've created.
Well, that's what we've been trying to do over the last kind of 12 months, just create a sense of anticipation so that, when it is time, people will be diving straight into it. So I'm pretty excited to hear that somebody who has such great taste as you is looking forward to it as much as you are.
Well, as I said, I wasn't really into the honky-tonk sort of sound and vibe, but you swung me, and even to the point that, and it may be because I just play it so much at home for a while there, that my wife has started to like it as well, but I think it's more just because I was relentless saying, check this out, this is a great song, and that's what it was.
The thing about it is, it's interesting that you should say that because, especially the Banks Brothers, they're traditionalists, so they're very much purists. Whereas me, as we've talked about before, I've got my fingers in a lot of pies. So I think the way that translates to our project for a song like Honky Tonka is we pay respect to the traditions of the genre while also making it our own and making it have a bit more of it's not even so much a rock edge, but it does have a certain energy that is different to a straight traditional country sort of thing. So I think that what it is, and we had that comment a lot, is that I don't normally like honky-tonk music, but there's a fun and a joyous vibe that comes out of it. And that's like the perfect comment for us because this project is a project of indulgence and happiness, and me and the boys get on so well that we wanted it to not just be a bunch of guys just making a traditional country record. We wanted it to be a bunch of guys exploring what they love about country and then reveling in a little bit and having some fun with it. So it's really gratifying to hear comments like that.
When you're sitting down with the guys and you're going on a particular song, if one of you says, hey, why don't we try it like this, is that sort of like welcome, that you want to try something a bit different but still keep it within what you're doing, but you want to try and experiment? Is that sort of open amongst you guys?
Yeah, look, one of the things about these guys, and it's funny, I've obviously been in lots and lots of bands and played in lots and lots of ensembles, and there's always an element of agenda or there's ego that comes into play at times. But with these guys, I mean, these guys are two of the best country instrumentalists you're going to ever hear. I mean, not just even in this country, they're just incredible players. They have absolutely zero sense of ego.
Yeah.
So it means that when you get in a creative environment with them, every idea is a good idea because it's not approached with any sense of, I need to make sure that my voice is heard. Everybody is more interested in what can we do to push ourselves. So all ideas were good ideas. I mean, there's a song on the record that originally started off as a bluegrass track. And then over the course of the recording, we decided that it needed to be more of a all-country sort of thing. Like we were playing it, we'd actually recorded it as a bluegrass song. And then we started playing it live and started adding a bit more energy to it. And then one day, I think Zane said, we should record it like that. And we just did. And we think it's superior because of it. So it's a very easy collaborative process where every idea is, attacked and approached. And then we work out whether we like it or not. But every idea kind of worked. It was a very liberating sort of process.
Excellent. Well, where did the friendship with you guys, where did it all begin?
I've known those boys for quite a while. I met Jai, the pedal steel player, probably 7 or 8 years ago and started using him for sessions. And then through him, I met his brother Zane, and I mixed a project that they were both on. And then over the years, we just become friends through using them for sessions. And then we started to joke about, we should do a project together one day. We should do a project together one day. And they were suggesting it, but I was the one holding back because I admired them and put them on a pedestal so much. I was like, they wouldn't want to do a project with me. I'm not traditional enough, or I'm not good enough to be in a band with those guys. And then after Tamworth last year, we're coming home from the awards, and they've become friends. And Zane actually called me and said, how was the awards? And he said, I've never been to the awards. I was like, that's crazy. You're like the best country guitar player in the country. I went, we're going to do a project and we're going to get you the awards. And he said, we should start a band. And I went, okay, let's just start a band. And that was it. That was about as complicated as it got. We've been talking about it and I've been holding myself back from it for a few years. And then we finally just went, let's go. And then, within a month we'd had the first single recorded and then off we went.
Wow. That's brilliant. What a great story. What a great story. And
well, I like the fact that these things just happen organically without it having to be anything. I mean, there's a lot of my thought, Clayton, is that it's very easy to talk yourself out of things. But I'm a man of a certain age now, and I think that I've got to be aware of the fact that I should be talking myself into doing more things that are fun and indulgent because I'm ultimately only entertaining myself. So I've had a great time doing this project with the boys, and we've started to play live now, and it's a great live show, and we're really proud of this record. We're really proud of the songs on the record. So, have as much fun as possible as often as you can. That's my new motto, I think.
When you say you're a man of a certain age, are we talking vintage, classic, or antique?
I reckon we're on the cusp of vintage heading towards antique. I turned 54 last month, and I'm aware of the fact that the music business is very much a young man's game, unless you can fool people into thinking that you're young. But unfortunately, I've grown I've just shaved off now, this big, hefty beard that you'll see on the album cover.
Yep.
So I'm not fooling anybody into thinking that I'm 25 years old anymore. But it's okay. I'm good friends with Alan Caswell, and he says the longer your beard is, the more legendary you are.
Well, I just trimmed mine back. I'm thinking maybe I should let it grow a bit longer.
Well, mine was pretty biblical. I went for about 12 and a half months with my beard, so it got pretty long, but I've just had to shave it off for some work commitments, and it's on the verge of growing back now.
You might be talking me into it. I'll see what the boss thinks. I can hear him shaking his head already, but no. But anyway, all right, your new single that's been released, it is Me and You and the Other Guys featuring Lozz Benson. So you've got a different voice on this song.
Well, look, we knew when we came into this project that there were certain things that we wanted to make sure we covered. And it was a fun conversation. It wasn't us premeditating it. It was just kind of like, if we're going to do a country album, there's got to be a drinking song, and there's got to be an instrumental, and there's got to be a rock and roll song, and there's got to be a duet. Now, I don't know whether you've had much experience with interviewing other people who've had to write a three-way duet, because there's two singers in our band. We also wanted to have a third voice. So it was a real challenge. I'm actually quite proud of the story of this song, Me and You and the Other Guy, because it's about me and my partner in the story is Lozz. But then her lover is Zane. So it's written from the point of view of all three of the people involved in the love triangle. And I was very proud of the fact that I managed to find a way where all of us could sing the main line and it still reflects their part of the story. And Lozz is amazing. Lozz is somebody who I've known for a few years. She's been a friend for a few years, but she did a big tour with John Butler. She did a world tour as his percussionist. About a 12-month tour in about 2018. So we're very fortunate to have her in our orbit. She's an amazing singer, and she actually plays drums in our live band. And she did a great job, and she really got into the spirit of what the single is all about.
That's excellent, because it sounds great when I first heard it, and I love the voice, and I love the dynamics and all that between you, and it just works, mate. It just works.
I think so too, and I think that when the listeners hear it, they'll go, it's contemporary enough, like it sounds nice and fresh, but it's classic. It's like when we were making that track, I was visualizing a mid to late 70s Nashville country record. So I wasn't trying to make it a pop record or anything like that. The drum sounds are nice and dead, and it feels nice and close and intimate. And there's not a lot in the track. It's just drums, bass, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, and pedal steel. Actually, I think I'll put some honky-tonk piano in there as well, just some little piano tickly bits. And then it's just our three voices. It's so it's a very lean, classic kind of approach to it.
Well, the album that the single's from is called Introducing, and that's out this Friday. So
out this Friday, can't wait.
Yes, I was going to say, how excited are you guys? And will it be champagne or a bottle of Jack's? What will you be sharing to? Come on.
Well, Jai's partner's just had their first baby, so he's on limited duties in terms of going out and celebrating. He only goes out for gigs at the moment. So we'll have a virtual celebration. But yeah, look, we're very excited about it. I think the thing we're most excited about, regardless of whether it finds an audience or not, is that we're very proud of it. Like I said, at this point for me, I've had a great career where I've had a lot of fun, but it's all about being indulgent and making records that I'm proud of, and I'm as proud of this record as I am of any of them. I still pinch myself. I can't believe I get to hear myself in the context of those boys and this batch of songs. So I'm very, very proud of it, and I'm really pleased that the people who have heard it have responded so strongly to it, and I hope the listeners who have heard the single that came out on Monday or get a chance to listen to the record over the next couple of weeks enjoy it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Well, I've only had a very quick listen, and I know the folks are going to love it. And there's tracks on there that'll become favourites for years. And I'm sure when you get to do gigs, they'll be calling out and they'll be singing along and they'll be wanting to be a part of the song as well. So, so what about that? Are you going to be doing some live shows? What's going to be happening?
Well, it's still it's all very, very much up in the air. I mean, I know that our community has opened up for live shows a bit more now, and so we have been doing shows. We're up to about show number 8 now, and we've found our groove as an ensemble. As everybody else, we've applied for festivals, but festivals are all a bit tentative at the moment because they don't know whether they're going to go on, and we're still on the back of a live community that still is taking baby steps to restore some sense of normalcy. But we're a live band. We're ongoing. This isn't a side project. We've been writing songs for the next record. We go in May to start recording the next record. So we've got a plan. So we will have another single that will come off this record probably around June, and then probably the first single from the next record will come out in September or so. So we're an ongoing project, and we're looking to continue to build the brand over the next couple of years and hopefully we're a good live band with these guys. They're great players. We've got a good lineup of musicians who are playing with us. So we're open for anything. So we'll see what happens over the next 6 to 12 months. So
does that mean that the album number 2 might be out by Christmas time?
Look, all of our industry people are advising us against that, and there's a big part of me that just wants to do it just because it's not the thing that's done. Now, people say to you that there's a proper way you should release records. I don't really care for that. I prefer to just do whatever we want. So we'll see how we go. We're all pretty busy at the moment, but we start recording in May. You would tend to think that if it takes us 2 or 3 months to pull it all together, we've certainly got the songs sitting there now that we could be releasing a first single in September, another one before Christmas, and maybe an album by then. We'll see. We'll see how we go. But I'd love to do that. The idea of releasing 2 albums in a calendar year, even though the industry tells you shouldn't do that sort of stuff, it makes me pretty excited. So we'll see.
And I think because they don't think it's a good idea, it means I think it is a good idea. So
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Anything that anybody else tells you is a bad idea usually sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that page. All right, well, Michael, it has been great chatting to you. I look forward to our future conversations. And we've got the current single ready to go, the album. It is called Introducing Michael Carpenter of the Banks Brothers this Friday. It is out, folks. Look out for it. And it's going to be one of your favourites. But we've got the current single here, and you're going to love this one. It's called Me and You and the Other Guys. It is a great track. But if you could please introduce it. And thank you so much, mate, for spending time with us today on Flow.
No worries, mate. Thanks a lot for your time, as always. Listeners, this is the new single from Michael Carpenter and the Banks Brothers. It's called Me and You and the Other Guys, featuring Lozz Benson.
Fell for you, I knew that you weren't free. Though I knew he held your hand, I can't believe it's true. 'Cause in your heart is where I'm meant to be. We've been I can't imagine what life would be without you every day. I never thought I'd lose you, but it's made me draw the line. Is it time for me to go, or do I stay? I know that one and one makes two, it's plain to see. But the way you see us, I think it counts as three. I know it's time I made the choice, that someone has to go. But with me and you and the other guy, I don't know.
You'd think that making choices would be easy. You'd think that I would feel just like a queen. But